Seems that every time Minecraft releases a new update, people are always mad and say Mojang added some random bullshit to the game that adds nothing. And I kind of agree, so I decided to go back to version 1.0 to experience what it was like back in the day, so I can know once and for all if modern Minecraft is really the better choice, or if Unk is blinded by nostalgia. Day 1, first thing I noticed is how many cows there are. I mean, holy cow, but then I messed with my settings and just, whoa.
Whoa, what did I just enable?
So yeah, 1.0 mode just casually had 3D glasses mode. Mojang, where the fuck is this? Why did y'all get rid of this? Anyways, moving on from that, I went and got some stone tools and got some iron immediately after. And then I built the best house you have ever seen in Minecraft and then went to bed starting day 2. Day 2, I smelted my iron I got from day 1, and then right after I got myself some sugar cane so I can have an enchantment table later, which I planted by my 10 out of 10 home. Then I went and did some deforestation so I could furnish my home, and then I went mining, got myself a butt ton of iron and some lapis, which does nothing in 1.0 by the way, and a little bit of gold so I can pretend to be a pirate in the bathtub later, and then I went to bed because I had a hard day at the mines. Day 3, I finished my iron armor. Woohoo! Anyways, I created an infinite water vortex somehow, and right after I decided to go boat riding, which is when I discovered boats in 1.0 really aren't all that good. So I went on foot when I went exploring, and that's when I found out only oak planks exist in the game as of 1.0, so, you know, that sucks. It was getting late, so I decided to go home and call it a night. Day 4, I slaughtered some cows and went ahead and worked on a farm, and I planted some pretty flowers outside my base and absolutely butchered the fence recipe and had to look it up for 1.0, and then I built myself a cow pen to put some cows in that I didn't put any cows in, and then I went and harvested some sugarcane and went to bed. I started working on this handy dandy bridge so I can get across this lake all the time, and that's when I discovered slabs cannot be placed on the top layer alone. They have to be on the bottom layer and then on the top layer. Anyways, building this bridge took me all day, so here's a time lapse of me making it. It's super relaxing, don't worry. Sigh. Now that relaxing montage is over, it's time to go to bed. Day 6, I harvested my sugarcane and expanded my farm a little bit, and then I went exploring, and that's when I discovered...
Whoa, look! Oh, look into the distance!
That's right, I discovered a village with a blacksmith building inside. But guess what? If you go inside in 1.0 blacksmith buildings, they don't have chests. And oh, wait, get this? Villagers don't even have trading. So I robbed they asses and I went home because it was past my bedtime. I made sure to not let this bum-ass chicken in my cow pen. Chickens only, buddy. Anyways, I went and expanded my farm a little bit, and then I started a strip mine, and for some reason, I just went exploring. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing either, but I was out so long, I had to go to sleep outside like I'm one of the outdoor boys. Day 8, I went and got an eensy beans of iron. Eensy beans? Whatever, ignore that. Anyways, for some reason, I went back to exploring all damn day, so, I mean, nothing to cover today, huh? I landed this sick water bucket clutch and went mining right after, and that's when I discovered a mob spawner. I made sure to remember them coords, don't worry. Anyways, I emerged from the surface and I traveled home, but it took me all day, so I went outside and slept again. However, when I did get home, I went, you guessed it, mining for the mission to find diamonds, or whatever. Anyways, I failed, so I went home, but I did get to become the first person to craft a clock in human history so I could tell what time it is, which reminds me, it's time to hit the hay. So I'm gonna level with you guys. As I'm editing this video, I realized I must have forgotten to update my day counter at some point, so you get 2 day 10. So here's Day 10 Part 2. On Day 10 Part 2, I started building an actual house that isn't so dirty. Get it? But Anyways, I guess I got bored at some point, so I went and started digging down my strip mine some more, and I didn't reach bedrock by the end of the day, so I went and slept at the bottom of a cave, like a real cave dweller. Hey, check this out. I found out how to duplicate the world so I can do a little cinematic shot without, you know, enabling cheats or anything, so, you know, this is kind of cool, right guys? Day 11, I remembered to keep working on my house again, so you know what that means. Cue the montage! Well, let me have a roll of song on the board, I'll cut it. We worked so hard to build a little house together. Anyways, building this house made me sleepy, so I went to bed starting day 12. Day 12, I resumed work on the house until I ran out of cobblestone, so then I had to go strip mining for a bit to make up the cobblestone, and then I went to bed again once I got all the cobblestone. Day 13, I finished up the house, and I just admired it for a while. It isn't much, but it's home. I fucked up again. I didn't film day 14 apparently, so that day 10 part 2 was actually day 11, and then I don't know, but you don't get day 14. Your part 2 of 10 makes up for it. Day 15, I went strip mining, didn't get shit, broke my pickaxe, and went to sweep. Me. Day 16, you guessed it, I went strip mining again, broke another pickaxe, and went to bed. Who wants to guess what I'm doing on day 17? If you said strip mining, you're correct! And then I mined into a cave and I found a little something. Oh my goodness! And then to reward myself for getting those diamonds, I went strip mining again. Just a little treat. Day 18, I found not one, but 2 different veins of diamonds. So I went my ass home and I slept in luxury. Day 19, I butchered the book recipe because it's different in 1.0. I messed it up so bad, here's a montage of me trying to make a book. Moving on from that, I cleared out an area for an enchantment table, put down the enchantment table, built another portal, but it isn't time to go through yet, so instead I harvested my sugarcane and wait a minute, what's this? I'm not level 30 enchant. Well, apparently in 1.0, you don't get level 30 enchants by maxing out your enchantment table. It's all RNG, so I have to spam it over and over again until I see the number 30. Just my pickaxe in and out. Day 20, I traveled back to the mob spawner I had found to turn it into a mob grinder for XP, and I worked on it for day 20 and 21, and then once it was done, I AFK'd till day 23. So, here's the footage. Day 23, time to collect my XP, but there is none because I guess I set it up wrong, so I gotta go fix that now. Turns out the issue was I wasn't close enough to the farm, so they weren't spawning any zombies, but I fixed it, got myself some XP, traveled home, and risked it all on an enchant, because in this version, it takes all of your experience whenever you use an enchant, and Unbreaking! Of all enchants, I got Unbreaking, just Unbreaking. So after destroying the enchantment table, I went back to the XP farm and went to bed. Day 26, I dug out a giant hole next to the XP farm so I can put an enchantment table in it so I can use it, after I get my XP. Duh. So then I grinded the XP farm from day 26 all the way to day 31. Baby, I have 32 levels now. We gonna get something crazy. Fortune, here I come. Efficiency 3! Of all things, efficiency 3, not 4, not 5. I wanted fortune. Okay, buddy, calm down. Anyways, for 8 days longer, I went and used the farm all over again just to get efficiency 3 on another pickaxe. An iron pickaxe, twice in a row. I didn't get the footage of me putting on the pickaxe, but there's 8 days gone and a double enchanted pickaxe. You fucking know. After all that wasted time, I decided to make myself feel better by making a diamond sword and traveling home while occasionally stopping to take my anger out on some wild animals, like I do in real life, and that was exhausting, so I went to bed. Day 40, I packed my own lunch like a big boy does, and I went mining and found jack shit, so screw the big boy, I guess. Day 41 was the complete opposite of a story. I found diamonds immediately and some gold so I can pretend to be a pirate in the bathtub. I already made this joke earlier on like day 10 or something. Whatever. Day 42, I finished up mining and traveled home and put away my treasures and got some well-needed rest. Day 43, I fed my beautiful chickens, and you'll never be able to guess what I did next. Go ahead. Comment below. Any guesses? Any takers? Go on. That's right, I went mining again. Oh yeah, I know that's what you've been wanting. And immediately after, I found a cave with jack shit in it, but I'm not done exploring. We'll cover that in day 44. Speaking of which, it's now day 44, where I found a mob spawner, but I kind of already have one of these, and for some reason I went in anyways and almost died, so, whoa. Well, I did, however, find some diamonds to make me feel better, so, hooray! Day 45, however, I found not 1, but 2 veins of diamonds, and then I found a mine shaft, which I got poisoned in, so I got scared and pussied out, and then I found even more diamonds! Go team! Go diamond ball, I guess? And then I went to bed. Day 46, a creeper tried to blow me, so I found diamonds! Yay! I traveled home and made a full set of diamond gear. Hey, look at me go. After celebrating with my pet turkeys, I decided to put it all away in a chest and make iron gear, because I'm going to the Nether, and I don't want to risk losing any of it. After exploring for a while, I did find a Nether fortress where I almost immediately died, but it's okay because I only had my iron gear. See? Big thinking. After fetching my gear, I went and oh my goodness, speak! Talk! I fought a bunch of blaze rods and went home. And that's when I decided, hey man, maybe we try too hard when we're playing games to, I don't know, set new goals or be impressive, and sometimes you just need to just relax and wing it, man. So that's what I did with this build. I just winged it. You know, just kind of freeballed it to see how it goes without having to stress out over if it's good enough or not. So in typical 1.0 fashion, I tried to think of the most basic and 1.0 build I could possibly do. So of course, you know, I went with a giant cobblestone tower. And as nighttime approached, I went and killed some endermen so I could throw my pearls into the sky so I can find the fortress. And every single one of my damn pearls broke on the way there. Nonetheless, I did find the place, but now I gotta find the portal. Oh, well, that was quick. After seeing how many more pearls I'll need in order to go into the place, I decided to go home and take the night off. Day 50, I continued building on my extravagant, beautiful cobblestone-only building. I mean, only the best of the best. And as nightfall came, I went and slayed the dark, mysterious creatures of the night in the wilderness, Endermen. Day 51 was pretty similar. I worked on my house all day long, but this time was a little different. I took the time out of my day to watch the Minecraft sunset, and that's when it really hit me. Sometimes people get so busy playing Minecraft worrying about, I need to be the top of this economy, I need to be the best PvP, or I need to be the best builder, and sometimes the best way to play is just to not try at all. Anyways, you know damn well I stayed up all night slaying these endermen, like bam, bam, bam. I mean, I messed these guys up. Day 52, all I did was some casual deforestation, and continued working on my house and killed these endermen again. I know, rinse, rise, and repeat, or whatever. Anyways, I got some sand from my base as well. While my sand was turning into glass, I continued working on the finishing touches on my base, followed by me epically, literally slaying these endermen, literally. And you know me on that alpha grind set. I woke up at the crack of dawn and continued working on my base. And that's when I discovered I've had squatter's problem, like so any good homeowner would do. I murdered him. But I guess karma bit me in the ass because my base got blown up by a creeper as soon as it was done. So out of sheer anger, I went home and took my anger out on the tissue box so I could wake up in the morning with a clearer mind, which is when I discovered maybe I should put up doors inside my base. And now that my base is finally done, I took a look off the balcony, admired my hard work, and then I went and fed my pet pigeons, followed by me murdering strange men outside in the dark. But while I was on my way home from the hunt, I got 2 new pet dogs. I'm naming them Philly and Cheesesteak. So I took Philly Cheesesteak home and sat them by the mines because my diamond gear was getting low durability. But because I've been doing so much mining lately, I'll just cut through that. After I mined all day, I went and hunted for more people in the dark, and once sunset came, I took my dogs to the top of the tower so they can get a nice view of the place. Day 57, I immediately went mining again, which I know you don't want to see, so after I finished caving, whatever, I went and killed some endermen, which is what you know I do best. Day 58, I put some my money in my money chest. Hey, look at me go. But now that I've done flexing on you guys, I feel like I have to admit, I'm actually broke. Look at this armor durability. I had to make iron armor until I get diamonds, so all I did was mine up until day 61 so I could get enough diamonds to make new gear. I left my cave and there was a hole in my base. Huh, strange. Must have been from a rebelling enderman after my slaughter. Anyways, I made my new diamond gear and took the long trip over to my XP farm, because, you know, enchantment table and whatnot, and to put some basic enchants on. Protection 1, okay. Protection 1 again, okay. Blast protection, falling 3! Yo, this is huge! So you know, as I was on my way home, I just jumped off a few cliffs because, hey, who's gonna stop me? Once I did get home, however, I remembered bows exist. Wife and I, you know, took advantage of that. So I made a bow and I had to enchant it, you know, so I had to go all the way back just to find out that enchants don't work on bows in this version. So I wasted my time. So I went home and took my anger out on some wild chickens. Collected all of my gold because turns out you can make enchanted golden apples in version 1.0 and I really want one. But this leads to some really big struggles in the future. I'm staying vague on purpose, by the way. This is very ominous. It's for storytelling. Starting my morning, I started punching leaves looking for apples and realized, hey, this isn't going fast enough, so I started chopping down trees, and this is where it took a turn for the worse. I broke my axe. It's okay, just an axe, and then it was another axe, 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 then it was another axe. Then I was done. I instead decided to go exploring for villages and maybe I can find an apple there, so I took my dogs along just to discover not only is there nothing in blacksmith buildings, but there's nothing in anywhere. So there's no apples, but I did find a mine shaft, so maybe we'll get our luck there. Start the montage. Yeah, so that was a waste. I didn't get any apples. I didn't get jack shit really, and I was there all day. I mean, look, there's the night. You see the moon. So I rounded up Philly and cheesesteak and traveled to the last place I could possibly imagine finding an apple at, the Stronghold. So I was there for 30 minutes searching for an apple before I
Let's go!
That's right, after almost 20 days, I finally got myself an apple. It took me so damn long. I was about to give up too. So I rounded up Philly and cheesesteak and traveled home and just looked in my chest of logs that I now have and made myself my enchanted golden apple and just admired it for a while. Anyways, here's a nice cinematic shot just to admire all the work we've done so far. It's enough to bring a tear to a grown man. I gathered up my eyes of enders because I had something I had to do. So I traveled over to the Stronghold and I put my eyes of enders in and jumped into the portal. I pearled over to the center island and started shooting out the crystal thingamajigs on top of the obsidian pillar thingamajigs and built a construction little area to protect myself, and immediately the dragon broke it. So, and then this is when I realized there isn't a center for the dragon to perch on. He just attacks you in this version. You have to wait for him to swoop down at you and you have to hit him. He doesn't perch. Nonetheless, though, he was no match for my pro and awesome archer skills, and as the dragon swooped in one last time, I hit him with the final blow, ending the battle.
We did it! We beat the dragon!
So I got to collect my XP and get myself the dragon egg and hop through the portal, which I was forced to watch these credits, which is in 100 times speed, by the way, and is unskippable, so I just had to sit here and go through it all. And as I was leaving to go home, I accidentally went through the portal again. If it makes me watch those credits all over again, I swear I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh my God! Yeah, so I had to 100 times speed again, by the way. So I had to watch the credits all over again because I accidentally went through the portal, which made me go to bed out of sheer boredom, by the way, not to get the day over with or anything. Once I was done sweeping, I built a little shrine for my egg, and I lit up the place and started construction for a doggy house for Philly and cheesesteak.
My name is John Mustard!
You already did. Hey, if I already did this song, hey, fuck you. I'm a lazy editor. If I was a lazy editor, would I do this? House is done. Now that that's over, I let Philly and cheesesteak inside their brand new home, and I fixed this weird lighting glitch that was going on outside, and once that was done, I had a sleepover with Philly and cheesesteak. Day 85, I got a saddle, and I put it on a pig, because horses don't exist in 1.0, and there isn't even carrots on sticks. So I put it on a pig instead, but unfortunately, you can't dismount a pig in this version, so I didn't have any choice. I had to do it! I had to host a burial right in front of his new widowed wife. Unfortunately, we do have to move on, so I gathered up my old diamond gear because I have a 111 levels now from the Ender Dragon. So I traveled back to the enchantment table and I put in my gear. Protection too. Okay, fire. Okay, whatever, bro. Projectile 4, bruh. Okay, sharpness 2. I'm not a fan of the knockback, but it's pretty solid. Anyways, I traveled home and I went to bed because I was sleepy. I harvested my farm and I fed my pet penguins and expanded their pen and gave them some water because they clearly wanted to take a bath and they were stinking up the place, to be honest. Day 88, I did expand my farm a bit before ultimately running into an issue I knew was going to eventually happening. I ran around the place not knowing what to do next. I felt like I had already achieved all of my goals, and this is the only real issue I can think of with original Minecraft. I don't know what to do next. Anyways, I did eventually decide on building a roof for my cows, so hey, doesn't that look a little bit more humane? Not so evil leaving them in a 3x3 box, doesn't it? Anyways, after feeding these ostriches, I had to hit the mines because I needed some resources for something I've been wanting to build for a hot minute now, something any 1.0 player would make. I started making a roller coaster, so after a bunch of trial and error, I did get it to work. Now I'll let you guys experience it yourself. Hands up, everybody! Did you guys have fun? There was even a little fun drop at the end. It was like, ah! It was so fun, actually. I had to go tell my pet flamingos. What was that, cows? You know what I should build? What's that? Yo, that's actually really smart. I could actually use up my wood this way too, and it's something very 1.0-y. This is a great idea, cows. So the idea that the cows gave me was make a giant tree, a 1x1 scale of a giant tree. So first thing I did is place down all the logs, no fucking duh. And then right after, I had to go look for a suitable model tree, just something that looks just like a tree, and find a tree that looks like a tree, no duh. Anyways, I found a model tree. This one looks fine. So I went and got some more leaves, you know, shearing it up. Look at phase 1 of the tree. Don't that look nice? It looks beautiful. Anyways, I kept working on the tree even up to day 96, which is when I started to get a little concerned that I wouldn't have the tree done by day 100. And it didn't help that I had to break half the leaves I placed because I placed them 1 block off. But this is the progress I have done so far. I think we can do this. I even stayed up all night just so I can get the tree done by day 100. And I got it done. How's she look? I think it looks amazing. Anyways, I moved in some furniture. I got the beds and the chests on the first floor and a cooking area in the second floor. Man, don't tell me that don't look clean. That looks nice. Anyways, I gathered my crops and I fed my pet owls, but then came day 100, I know. Day 100, I took it slow. I took everything in, you know. I admired everything, rode the roller coaster for the very last time, and visited Mr. Piggy's grave where his widowed wife was still there, and I went to my dirt hut I made, the beautiful Lakeview home, and admired the dragon egg I worked so hard to slaughter all of those random people out in the woods for, and said my final goodbyes to my cows, and looked at the beautiful house I made. It stood on the balcony and looked over everything before eventually taking Philly and Cheesesteak cow hunting for the very last time. They were doing great, so I left them some steak in their house before I go and watched the sunset. So although I didn't solve the greatest mystery of is 1.0 better or is modern day better, I think I did solve the mystery that any version of Minecraft is enjoyable if you just play it right. Now, I hope you guys had a great time watching my 100 days video. This is my first video, so make sure to subscribe, please, and thank you, and good night.